Listen, I started Jake off and I'm a fin.
Buster Douglas was fat, am I right?
I know, but you're no Buster Douglas.
I'm better. I'm better.
No,
and I'm gonna end you quicker than he did. And you'll remember that forever.
Mike Tyson just brutally confronted Jake Paul after finding out he planned to cheat in their fight. I mean, come O-N-Dot, even Jake knew he didn't stand a chance against Mike in 7 lifetimes, but still, he was so confident and strutting around, acting like knocking out Mike Tyson would be a piece of cake for him. We thought poor Jake was just a clueless troublemaker who didn't get what it means to fight the baddest man on the planet. But no, Jake had a sneaky plan involving steroids, hush money, and who knows what else. Want to know how much he blew on trying to cheat his way to victory. Well, cheating in a sport like boxing isn't easy. You've got experts who can spot foul play with just a glance. It's no wonder Paul got caught so quickly just 15 days after announcing the fight. Let's be real. Facing Mike Tyson isn't something you can wing with a few tricks. Jake went all out with 3 different cheating schemes. Impressive, right? So first up, it was steroids. Sure, they're common in other sports, but in boxing, it's like a dirty little secret hiding in plain sight. UFC President Dana White didn't mince words when he said,
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next.
This isn't just gossip. It's a serious accusation. And coming from Dana White, who has seen more fighters than most of us can count. It's a big deal. Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer, is no stranger to the spotlight. He's known for his flashy lifestyle, bold statements, and quick rise in the boxing world. Yeah, he's got a pretty face, but it might soon be covered in criminal charges. Fame brings scrutiny, and Paul's transformation from internet prankster to boxing contender has raised eyebrows. His bulging muscles, shredded physique, and insane stamina seem too good to be true. And many suspect he's got a little extra help, not from a new protein shake, but from something more sinister. Tyron Woodley, a former UFC welterweight champion who faced Paul in the ring, also has something to add.
So when we did the face-to-face, I asked him directly to his face if the man was he on PEDs, and his answer to me was no. So there will be testing. There's stuff in the contract about.
So when we did the face-to-face, I asked him directly to his face if the man was he on PEDs, and his answer to me was no. So there will be testing. There's something in the contract about testing. Woodley isn't just any guy. He's fought Paul and seen the changes up close. His insistence on testing clauses in the contract speaks volumes. It's almost like he didn't believe Paul's denial. And honestly, who would? Steroids in boxing aren't a new scandal. Remember James Toney? His legacy got tainted by steroid use after he tested positive multiple times in Evander Holyfield, despite never testing positive, faced constant allegations. But these accusations stick and can ruin reputations forever. So what about Jake Paul? The whispers are louder. Trainers and experts have noticed his dramatic transformation and rapid gains, while some credit his rigorous training and diet. Others aren't so sure. The rapid muscle growth, enhanced performance, and relentless stamina suggest something. Synthetic rumors about substances like human growth hormone, HGH, and erythropoietin, EPO, are swirling. These aren't your typical supplements. They're serious drugs with serious consequences. And then there's Mike Tyson. His words are the final sayings here, when he said Paul's transformation isn't from hard work. It's from a syringe. He's a walking pharmacy, and it's a disgrace to boxing. Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, isn't one to mince words, especially about boxing's integrity. He's always been a fierce advocate for fair play. Tyson's disdain for steroids is well known. He's called out fighters who use them, saying they tarnish the sport he loves. For Tyson, boxing is about natural skill and strength, not cheating. If these steroid accusations are true, Paul's career could take a nosedive. The consequences are huge. We're talking fines, suspensions, and worst of all, a ruined reputation. Imagine the headlines: Jake Paul, the cheater, exposed. For someone like Paul, being branded a cheater could be devastating. Fans already divided might see this as confirmation of their worst fears. Tyson's involvement makes this drama even more intense. He said, Jake Paul's muscles are as fake as his boxing career. He's juiced up, and everyone knows real fighters don't need steroids to win. Tyson isn't just challenging Paul. He's defending boxing's honor. It's a clash of eras and ethics. Tyson's career built on raw talent stands in stark contrast to Paul's controversy-laden rise. This fight is about more than just one match. It's about the soul of boxing. Steroids turned this noble contest into a joke. And if you think the controversy ends here, then get this idea that Jake Paul is in hot water again. This time, people are saying his fight against Mike Tyson might be scripted. Now, scripting a fight isn't just a minor foul. It's downright illegal and a betrayal of what boxing is all about. So that's why Jake Paul, with all his swagger, knows deep down he's no match for Mike Tyson. To boost his chances, he allegedly turned to steroids. This shows just how powerful and unpredictable Tyson is. Even if the fight were scripted, Jake still had to take some real punches. Clearly, Paul isn't confident that his body, enhanced or not, can withstand Tyson's blows. Now it gets juicier. Oh. Mike Tyson himself might not even know about this alleged scripting. Tyson's all about real competition, and scripting a fight is against everything he stands for. The real culprits might be the promoters or other folks who took Paul's money and promised him a win. That's why Jake's been so relaxed about this fight. He thinks the outcome is in his favor no matter what happens in the ring. As the legendary Bernard Hopkins said, Jake Paul thinks he can buy his way to a victory. Offering money to script a fight is the lowest of the low. It's pathetic. Hopkins, a fighter known for his integrity and skill, is disgusted by the idea of scripting a fight. For him and other true sportsmen, Paul's actions are a slap in the face to every boxer who fights with heart and honor. The plot thickens even more with a dramatic twist from a Saudi chief who reportedly told Mike Tyson.
So many people, even the Saudi chief, got on social media and said, Mike, forget the script. Beat this guy.
This bombshell from a high-profile figure adds a new layer of drama and raises serious questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. In the bigger picture, this alleged scripting and the Saudi chief's command have major implications. Boxing has had its fair share of controversies. Remember Sonny Liston's fixed fights or the shady outcomes in some recent celebrity matches? These incidents have already hurt the sport's reputation and made fans skeptical. Scripting fights undermines the very foundation of boxing, the unpredictable, raw, and real competition. Jake Paul isn't new to controversy. Rumors have swirled that some of his previous fights were fixed. The critics point to the suspiciously choreographed nature of his bouts and the questionable performances of his opponents. For example, the way Ben Askren went down left many people scratching their heads. People have accused Paul of picking opponents who are either past their prime or not real threats, then sweetening the deal with cash to ensure a win. Mike Tyson has been vocal about his disdain for this kind of behavior. In one of his many blunt moments, Tyson said, Jake Paul's idea of boxing is throwing cash around to fake a win. He's a disgrace to the sport, trying to turn it into a circus. Well, for Tyson and many others, boxing is about integrity, skill, and real competition, not manipulating outcomes for the sake of spectacle. Tyson's words hit hard. They reflect a bigger worry in the boxing world, the fear that celebrity boxing, with all its glitz and stage drama, is eroding the sport's core values. True boxing fans and fighters want to see real matches where the outcome is uncertain, determined only by the fighter's abilities and willpower. The allegations against Jake Paul, whether about steroids or scripting fights, cut to the heart of these values. If true, they show a disturbing trend where money and fame matter more than authenticity and honor in the ring. It's a trend that could spell disaster for the sport if it isn't stopped. Till now, you might have got the idea that Jake Paul just can't catch a break, can he? This time, it's all about his weight. And let's be real, Jake's not just about boxing skills. He's also into playing mind games. The man's as slippery as an eel when it comes to bending the rules. First off, Jake Paul is supposed to be fighting in the heavyweight division. This isn't a walk in the park. It's the big leagues where you're supposed to be lean, mean, and ready to cause a scene. But what's Jake doing? He's parading around with a physique that screams more couch potato than boxing prodigy. Even the legendary Mike Tyson had to call him out, saying,
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky.
That's got to sting. And Tyson's not just throwing shade for the fun of it. His comment underscores Jake's irresponsibility and lack of seriousness. But hold up, Jake might actually have a sneaky plan behind this flabby facade. It's called cheating during weigh-ins. It will happen in a way that Jake manipulates his way through extreme dehydration, steps on the scale to make the cut, and then rehydrates like a man stranded in the desert. By fight night, he's packed on pounds, gaining a significant size advantage. It's an old trick, but still as slimy as ever. Let's break down Jake Paul's weight issues. Currently, Jake weighs in around 190 pounds, barely scraping into the heavyweight category. Meanwhile, Tyson, even in his late 50s, is a solid 240 pounds of pure unadulterated muscle. This isn't just a minor discrepancy. It's a gulf as wide as the Grand Canyon. Jake's attempts to play the weight game reveal his desperation and lack of genuine preparation. To put this into perspective, let's look at some historical weight struggles in boxing. Remember Roy Jones Jr.'s ill-fated move to heavyweight? He bulked up to fight John Ruiz, but the extra weight slowed him down and hurt his performance. Then there's Chris Bird, who tried moving down to light heavyweight later in his career, only to see his performance plummet. Weight manipulation isn't just unethical. It's often counterproductive. Jake, in his typical brash fashion, tried to deflect criticism by mocking Tyson. He quipped, "Hey,
Buster Douglas was fat, am I right?
I know, but you're no Buster Douglas.
I'm better. I'm
You're-
better.
no,
and I'm
you're
gonna end you quicker than he did. And you'll remember that forever.
nice try, Jake." Let's rewind to that infamous Tyson versus Douglas fight. Buster Douglas, indeed heavier than Tyson, pulled off one of the greatest upsets in boxing history. But unlike Jake, Douglas didn't rely on tricks. He relied on skill, heart, and relentless determination. Comparing Jake Paul's physique to other heavyweights Tyson faced is almost laughable. Tyson fought monsters like Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield, men who were not only heavyweights by weight, but also by reputation and skill. Jake's out here trying to bulk up and still can't seem to shed that fat and funky vibe Tyson so accurately described. So how do these weight discrepancies impact performance? It's pretty straightforward. Heavier fighters often have more power, but can be slower and less agile. Lighter fighters, if they bulk up improperly, can lose their speed advantage and still not pack enough punch. Scientific studies on weight advantages in boxing show that proper weight management can enhance performance, but manipulating weight through dehydration and rapid rehydration can lead to decreased stamina, slower reaction times, and a higher risk of injury. Take Chris Bird as a cautionary tale. He was a successful heavyweight, but struggled immensely. When he dropped to light heavyweight, his body couldn't adapt and his performance suffered drastically. Similarly, if Jake Paul thinks he can game the system by manipulating his weight, he might find himself out of breath and out of luck when facing a seasoned warrior like Tyson. So there you have it. Jake Paul's weight manipulation exposed in all its dubious glory. From Tyson's biting critique to the historical precedents that prove such tactics rarely pay off, it's clear that Jake is out of his depth. He may be trying to follow in the footsteps of boxing legends, but right now, he's more like a pretender trying to buy his way to glory. Let's see how long this charade lasts when he finally steps into the ring with the real deal.